Well, hello everyone. This is Cacophony Goo in person. Um, this is gonna be a little bit awkward for me in a way because this is for the first time me doing an infodump that is supposed to be therapeutic. Yeah, it's more an experiment in actuality. To see if I can I infodump on the internet and still be entertaining because that is something that I was questioning myself a good while actually today. It's a recent topic. Sorry. It's my first attempt. This is my first attempt. Unscripted. Normally I do a script, but because of my conditions are not getting better, I decided, well, let's try it out. Let's try it out unscripted and see where it goes. And I hope that my phone can record everything that I have to say before I finish my walk. This is my experiment. I have one walk to do on the park, and I have to talk about something that is pertinent to the discussion before I finish my walk. And I hope it will be around 10 minutes, like past 10 minutes, but no more. Just pass beyond 10 minutes. And well, I can slow myself down. I can trick myself on stopping and talking to you. That will be that will be cheating. But no, I'll just walk because I like walking in a way. It helps.
Well, uh, how can I put this? Okay, first of all, the internal storage of my phone was completely depleted, so that's why you see this cut. But what you don't know is that right afterwards I decided to record with my computer and everything, and I spent 28 minutes recording. And if you see none of it, it's not because it was not perfect or anything, or I was beyond 10 minutes. No, it was fine. I was willing to upload it this way. The microphone was not recording any input. So that's why you see me with a mug. And it's not filled with coffee, it's just filled with boiling water. Boiled water. And it's very hot, but very good and healthy. If you struggle with the ADHD and you don't want to be more hyperactive than usual, but you still want to feel your inner energy being channeled, boiled water can help you. Yeah, well, a cup of tea, but ideally boiled water. Just get used to it. Anyway, so I'm gonna try my best to remind myself what did I just said in that 28 minutes, and let's see if I can put it shorter. Because yes, it is an info dump. I could spend 30 minutes info dumping, but I also want to be entertaining. So I'm a little bit more prepared. So the first thing I want to say is that I wanted to do it in the park because of a YouTube channel that inspired me to do so. Let me just give me a minute. I have it just right there. My computer is very slow. The musings of my ADHD brain. And she's great. She provided very insightful information that was mind-blowing to me. And I wanted to do it in the part too. Just like her. And now you might notice that spelling ADHD to refer to autistic and ADHD may sound difficult, and it kinda is. So I decided to invent a new word. It will be almost a week that I've made up that word, but it is inspired by the two following ones, that is autistic and allistic for the non-autistic people. If I break it down in the etymology of these words, autistic has the Greek word autos, which means self, and it has the adjective of istic. So they kind of remove the os of the word autos to put the istic, and you get yourself autistic. There's a dog. Anyway, and similarly, for the word allistic, we have the Greek word allos, which means others, with the adjective of istic, which removes the os once again to stick together. It gives ourselves allistic. So for the word autisms, we have also allisms. And I decided I'll take the Greek word diplos, which means two, and I'll put it with istic, which gives ourselves diplistic. And it also gives us the word diplism. And my goal is to popularize the usage of those words as a mean to help people to distinguish, because this is something that I didn't mention in my 28 minutes, but the reason why I want to popularize those words, it is because autistic people, their traits can mask the ones of ADHD and vice versa. Or rather I should say, the behavior of one conditions mask the traits of the other. It's more like what happens. And this is very annoying, especially when you're trying to have a diagnostic of either of these two, not necessarily both, but when you try to have one of those, you're stuck in a situation where your doctor does not believe you. My recommendation is just go meet another doctor. But the most important is that you meet a doctor that is willing to listen to you, give you the treatments adapted to your special needs, and you actually has social support. And that is the most important part, because we all want to be part of society at a certain degree. If you're watching this video, that means you're seeking a link between you and someone else in a way. So you do care for society. So this video really is, I know my audience, target audience. I know my target audience. Yes. So yeah. And that brings me to talk about my conditions, because I mentioned my conditions, and you might wonder, what kind of condition does he has? Does he has autism in ADHD too? Before we go into that direction, I just want to say, where is it? Oh, there it is. I just want to say, give me just a cup of bold water, because I'm having a blank page, and all I can do is self-diagnose my situation by saying, oh, I'm having a blank page, I can't concentrate myself. So yeah. That helps. It helps me to synchronize my mind. So I totally forgot what I was about to say. That is problematic. At least I'm conscious. That is the most important part. It's being conscious of your deficits. Yes, I remember. It is important in the start of your journey that you're capable to self-diagnose. Because in a way, you don't have a choice. You have to start there. This is something that people don't realize, is that you have to start to criticizing yourself. This is the first thing you have to do. Whether it is positive or negative, it needs to be combined. You gotta do both. And what people don't realize is that the official diagnostic. No, I'll go step by step. Oh my gosh, this is unscripted, by the way. It is spontaneous. It is sporadic. That's why I call this an infodump. It is sporadic. What you should know is that you cannot diagnose someone else. If you're not a doctor, you cannot diagnose someone else. But you can give yourself a diagnostic, if you believe you do have it. But this is just the first step. This is not the end of your journey. This is just your first step. Your second step is that making some research, proper research, which normally it's something that you're supposed to do it before giving yourself a diagnosis. So in actuality, sorry, my apology. First step, you do a research about a diagnostic that you might have. Consider the differential diagnostic, which means you have to compare yourself to alternative diagnostic. Like for example, do not just do research on ADHD. Do a research on caffeine addictions, sleep disorder, and stuff like that. Anything that can be related to what you're experiencing. You do your research as a first step. You check your conditions if you do have the symptoms, and then you go meet your doctor to ask an official diagnosis. The doctor, if you provide your information in your intel, okay, I'm still recording, but for some reason I just realized my webcam is not recording. Give me a sec. Let me just check. Why are you not recording? Let me just disconnect my webcam first and reconnect it back. Strange. This is problematic. Should I continue? I want to fix that first. Oh my gosh. Why this is happening to me? I wish something else had happened to me. I have an idea. I'll just move from one webcam to the other. Then come back. Aha! There we go. It worked. It worked. Now where was I? Oh my gosh, no. No. Ah yes. So yeah. First step, you do some research. You give yourself a self-diagnose of any sorts, but keep it personal. Keep it personal. And then you meet up a doctor, you present the information to them. And keep in mind that you can technically self-identify with a diagnostic, but that will not give you the appropriate social support that you might need. That's the only downside. And also be very careful when you share your personal life with others. That could help you in your research to double check your diagnostics, but it's just what it is. But I encourage for self-discovery. That part is very important. Self-discovery is very important. Now I have spent too much time figuring out why my webcam was not working, how to correct it and everything. So I'm gonna be very quick. Well, you know what? I'll put it for another day, for a different info dump. Oh my gosh, because I wanted to talk about my personal discovery that I have sensory processing diagnostic, obsessive compulsive diagnostic, dysgraphia, attention deficit hyperactivity diagnostic, and autism spectrum diagnostic. But I'm gonna talk about these two at the very least. The deficit attentions, it's there. I do some blank pages. I can be conscious about it. It's self-diagnose my current state, but it's just what it is. I don't need caffeine. I'm drinking boiled water. I don't need caffeine to be hyperactive. It's easier to drink because it's just less hot. It is less hot. Impulsivity. I have like my inner energy to channel every time. This is how I call it. People might call this impulsivity, but personally I call this an energy that you have to channel. And I could talk on my next Infodumps, if you will, if you're interested. But one thing I want to talk about, and I believe I will be the first to talk about it, is that not only I believe to be autistic, but I think what is a feature of an autistic person, from an autistic person, is the ability to defragment memory. You defragment memory non-stop. And that will explain why we're always inside of our heads and all, because we're defragmenting the new information that we gathered, and we're trying to figure it out which one I can synchronize it with, synergize with, or put in the same category so it can be easier to remember, and stuff like that. And what is interesting is the relationship between the defragmentations of the autisms with the ADHD. And this is where you're gonna laugh a little bit. My hyperactivity is there to find things to give to me and that, and I receive this and that into my defragmentations. It kind of fuels the defragmentations. It fuels it. There's always something new. Novelty is always renewable. And then there are these occasional the attention deficit that happens, which I personally call blank pages. They interrupts the defragmentations, but in the worst case scenario, the defragmentation would just restart all over again. But because it has started a little bit early on, it's much more easier to continue where it has left. Like, for example, if I come back to my, okay, it is 16 minutes. Maybe I'm gonna stop way before 28 minutes. So this Infodump will be much more better than the ones that you're going to miss it. Naturally, you're not going to see it because there's no audio. Yeah. So yeah. So the deficit attention is there. Hyperactivity, found things in that to give it to my defragmentations program, and sometimes during the defragmentations there's something that sparks. Oh, this piece enters perfectly well in that hole, and that is so much dopamine that you get out of it, and there's so much sparks that all your inner energy, the impulsivity triggers, and you're all excited and everything for something that happened inside of your mind. Just because you were defragmenting. And I'm glad to talk about this openly because you have no idea how much social traumas I had just because of that behavior. The behavior of defragmenting memory non-stop. And you know what is the worst part? I can't stop it. I can't stop defragmenting. It is constant, especially if my hyperactivity is active, which is constant. I can feel my norepinephrine triggering my kidney to, well, not my kidney specifically, but I can feel in my brain that the norepinephrine is emitted. I can feel it in my mind, not in my brain. The brain does not have any sensory for some reason, but the mind, I can feel it. I'm excited. I'm active. I'm hyper vigilant, and my body receives the epinephrines into the bloodstreams, and it makes me anxious, slightly anxious, I would say, and I can't stop it. That's how my brain works, and that's why I'm convinced I have these conditions before my doctor does. Now, I'm in a situation where I need to meet a new doctor, because the previous one kind of dismissed everything that I say. I feel disappointed, but hey, it happens. When you have a doctor that does not listen to you, just change doctors. And sometimes this is a sad reality, but you might also need to change locations, which I hope you don't have to. But it's an example of how you could change doctors, because you deserve a doctor that listened to your particular needs. But hey, it's a battle that I have to overcome, and I'm not afraid to share it. I'm not afraid to share it, because in a way I have to admit I feel tired of not socializing myself as much as I want. The people in my locals don't socialize that much. There are some places where I could socialize, but I'm very limited in my transport. So yeah, I have my own issues, my own problems, my own conditions, and hopefully my defragmentations will help me to overcome it by adapting myself, by creating a strategy. Because this is where I'm aiming right now, is a strategy. So far I'm making videos monthly on YouTube, but I have difficulty to maintain it. Last time I had to give myself a week later and before uploading the video, because I was burned out. All because of my conditions that are not treated. It is serious. My conditions are not treated right now. I don't have the adequate treatment that I deserve. So that's pretty much it. So I consider myself to be a diplistic, someone who is in the diplism spectrum, and I will go after my diagnostic officially, so I can advocate to show to the world that not only you can be autistic and have ADHD, but there is actually a way to overcome it. If you analyze and study your inner energy that lives in you, you will learn how to synchronize yourself with, because it's not there to harm you. It is there to live with you. It's like a dog. Yes, you have to tame it. You have to tame the dog. It's true. But you have also to respect the freedom that the dog seeks. And you respect it, be a good friend with. Let me just check. Yeah. I think it will be ideal that I stop right there. Let me just check my notes. This is unscripted. Checking my notes off. I just wrote 3 things. I wanted to be natural. I wanted to be sporadic, spontaneous. I'm not trying to vent, but I'm trying to, let's say, share my inner world with you guys. And if you're interested to learn more about me, comments down below of what you want me to talk about next, and I'll do my best to let's say answer your comments on the next videos. but I'll be live on answering your comments because my YouTube channel is very calm. There's nothing happening too much, so you will be certain I'll be there to reply. But yeah, if you can, let me just bring it up. My intro, my usual intro, which I missed it, was the light is yellow, everyone. Cacophony go here. I missed my opportunity with that line. But what I can say is the following one. The outro. The light has turned from red to green. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Ring the bell to get notified when my videos drop, and leave a comment if you want to contribute to this lovely fresh channel. Share the video too, it helps more than anything else. Until next time, take care and keep your mind hydrated and clear of all stains. I'll see you all later. Bye bye. That is my outro. And it will be like this for every time. Yeah. And one more thing. If you notice that my English is a bit rusty or everything, that is fine. I used to have, this is an official condition, speech language impairment. And this was in my childhood. What it does is it does not prevent you to learn. What happens is that it gives you more weight to learn a new language, especially the first one. But once you bypass the milestone, the language that you have learned, you will keep it for the rest of your life. And you will be better to learn the upcoming ones. So, yeah, this is something that is true. I could talk about it more about these conditions. There's all the stuff that I could talk about, like the MBTI. I can infodump around MBTI. So, yeah, you just tell me in the comments down below. 25 minutes and a half. Yeah. But I feel like this is decent. This is fine. One more thing I could say is it is a journey, you know. Discovering yourself and realizing that your brain works on different operative system. And the most mind-blowing of them all, and that is a true story, that is, I always thought myself, why do I see informations all around me, but people seems to miss some of it? Like they kind of filters it. The answer was because I was processing information first. I take social cues after, and then I finish this off sharing my feelings with people. Whereas the people process feelings first, then they take social cues, and finally at the end they process information. She was not aware that the webcam was turned on, but I was like saying everything happening right in the real time.
Oh, please.
Yeah, that's my life. Anyway, well, I love my mother. She is who she is, and she's great. And supportive parents is rare. Well, not rare. I would say hard to find. Hard to find. Because people tend to not share their... Well, no, forget about what I just said. I'm just going in the wrong direction. But yeah, what I would say instead is that supportive parents are precious, and we should cherish it whenever we can. So I'll just take my boiled water that is now tempered. Interested to talk about anything else, I invite you to dictate whatever the next infodump that you might want me to talk about. And I'll do my best to provide the best infodump, the most therapeutic, entertaining infodump that you deserve. Some people are trying avoiding infodumps, but there's videos about infodump and they're all like, oh, I want to listen what he has to say. It could be interesting. I hate small talks. I want long talks. And they just get it. I'm selling my own dump. Hey, if you're good at something, don't get it for free. Is that the code line? 29 minutes. I'm going beyond in the 28s. But that will be enough. 30 minutes in total. That is great. No more. But it feels better. I feel better now. And I hope that my info dumps will be much more better afterwards. I have so much stuff to say, and I must respect the time that you deserve. So you can digest one thing at a time. Yeah, that will be it. So that is it. I'm gonna just stop recording.